Abandoned trolleys, they're everywhere. Often on the show we get Snap, Send and Solve to let us know and to get a feel for what community issues are concerning you. And this week it really is shopping trolleys. I have had some outside my place just yesterday. So annoying because they block the footpath and honestly no idea what to do about them. Let us know what it's like where you live. 1300 222 774. Bad news that Victoria is one of the worst states for this. Danny Gorog is the CEO of Snap, Send and Solve, the founder. Hello, Danny.
Hi, Bridget. How are you?
Good to talk to you. I'm very well. Shopping trolleys. So, we were talking about mess, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but it's shopping
rubbish.
trolleys now.
Yep. Well, yes, it is. And shopping trolleys are an incredible annoyance and pest for communities all across Australia. But you're right. In the last 12 months, nearly 65,000 reports have gone out to retailers for abandoned shopping trolleys. And this is, I think, really just worth pointing out, this is one of the advantages of Snap, Send, Solve. So abandoned shopping trolleys are the responsibility of the retailers and they are not the responsibility of the councils. And oftentimes the community reports these issues to councils and they have no power to remove them. They do have some power if it's complicated. But ultimately, it's the retailer's responsibility. And I've got to say, they all have pretty sophisticated programs to collect them. But they are an annoyance. And I think there's a combination of the fact that retailers are now charging for bags and it's harder to, it's more expensive to get your shopping to the car or to your apartment. So you just take the trolley with you. And from what I've heard, when supermarkets put restrictions on the wheels and put the coin mechanisms on them, it actually reduces the average spend of a shopper because it makes it harder to get a big trolley. And when people have got big trolleys, they put more in them. So,
but those ones, Danny, where you're literally pushing away and they stop. They just won't let you go any further. Why doesn't everyone just get them? It'd make life so much easier. Because they're probably more expensive to put in and they make it more complicated to get use shopping trolleys, and I think there's this kind of contention between let's make it as easy as possible for people to have these shopping trolleys and move them wherever they need to, and we'll just clean it up on the other end. But there's a couple of interesting points. Reports have gone up 8% year on year, which is a bit lower than our growth rate. So not growing as fast as sort of Snaps and Solves growing. And there is one thing that I thought was worth pointing out. Aldi reports have gone up 100% year on year. So there's something there's something happening with Aldi reports in the community where they are just out of control. I don't know if they're building more Aldis or they're charging more for bags. I'm not sure what it is. But, yeah, they are. The other big one that we've seen an increase, Dan Murphy's and Bunnings have gone up nearly 50%. I think I can solve the Aldi one. I think it's because you have to have your own bags. And if you don't have your own bags, maybe you just have to take your trolley. Give us a call. Let us know about abandoned trolleys where you live. 1300 222 774 is our phone number. That's really interesting. So some chains are seeing a real increase, and maybe it's Dan Murphy's because of the boxes where you have a lot of grog in boxes. I'm not sure. So just to be clear, Danny is the founder of Snap, Send, Solve. When you get a photo or whatever, you don't go to the council because it's not their problem. You go to the supermarket, offended supermarkets.
Correct. We send it to the relevant supermarket, and when we identify it's a trolley, you can choose all the different retailers in the app, and we'll do our best. Our job is to get the report to the right place. Sometimes we actually have photos like you get clusters of the trolley. There might be clusters around shopping centres, as your previous caller just mentioned, around shopping centres and supermarkets. That's where the clusters of these reports are. But that's typically where the retailers have their trolley patrols, where they're trying to round trolleys up. But there are some, we see in the comments, there are these pest trolleys. There are trolleys sometimes in the middle of median strips on main roads, and trolleys in creeks, and trolleys all over the place. Yeah. But overall, I think the response we get from the retailers is pretty good, and it's a pretty well-known problem, and they are trying to solve it.
Okay, Lynette joins us from Clifton Hill. G'day, Lynette.
Hi, how are you, Bridget?
Good, thank you.
My daughter lives in Preston, and she lives next door to social housing, and you go to her house or her apartment, and next door looks like a shopping centre because there are that many trolleys out the front. She doesn't live far from the supermarket, but she's quite good. She just rings them. They come and collect them pretty quickly. But it does build up, and it's a constant thing, like week in, week out. They have to. She's got them on fast dial because it's that frequent. Yes.
So annoying. Lynette, thank you for that. Roger, what about where you live in Ivanhoe?
Oh, thank you, Bridget. The Annual Council, in their review of local laws, decided that they would provide substantial penalties, 10 penalty units, and the current figure for a penalty unit is $190, 10 penalty units for an abandoned trolley that's not collected, 10 penalty units if they fail to demonstrate as a business that they have a coherent policy, and only 2 penalty units for individuals who are caught abandoning trolleys. And what I've observed is there are a few categories of trolley users. One of them, which is pretty disgusting, is other businesses who appropriate them and use them within their own businesses.
Yeah.
I know of one fruit company, delivery business, where you can obviously see the Coles trolleys at their site, which is...
Well, that would definitely be one of the issues. Is that something you've seen too, Danny?
Yeah, there's a smattering, Roger's right, smattering of people who just, they take the trolley and just use it as a mechanism to move things around. And, when that gets collected, they go get another one. That's part of the problem. And I think there's, we talked last week, a couple of weeks ago, about incentives and why people behave badly. And I think this is just another example of that showing up in the community.
Barry on the text says, easy solution, stop providing trolleys and make people carry their own purchases. I don't know if you can do that.
Don't think that'd be received well.
No, I don't think it would.
I don't think the supermarkets are going for that at all.
Why is Victoria so bad? I don't like being the best at bad.
I don't know. I mean, we typically have stronger reporting numbers in Victoria, but this is way more than, way higher than we would see with all other categories. I don't know. I can't answer that. It just seems to be maybe it's a state thing. We like to abandon our shopping trolleys on the street. I don't know.
Maybe we're just lazy. Danny Gorog, the founder of Snap, Send and Solve, thank you very much for your time today.